Hi, I'm Gemma Bonham-Carter here with my final interview for SIBO Freedom. So before enrolling in SIBO Freedom, I was really struggling. I had tried changing up my diet a ton. I thought I was genuinely doing all the right things. And I'd even done a round of antimicrobials. And really what I didn't realize was how much more of a holistic approach I needed to really get a handle on my SIBO and my symptoms. So from a physical point of view, with my SIBO, I had bloating every single day, generally at the end of the day. So I needed to like change into my stretchy pants or my PJs around 4 or 5 in the evening because I couldn't do the button up anymore on my jeans. I would almost always have to go and lie down after I put my kids to bed around 7. I'd have to take myself, be like horizontal on my couch and lay there all night. I had no energy to do anything else, but it was also because I was bloated. I had so much gas pain in my stomach and I just needed to be alone. And that really sucked. Like, it doesn't really make for a fun evening or life or hanging out with my husband. So, yeah, that was what was really affecting me on a really day-to-day level. The other piece was that I was chronically constipated. So I, like, my bowel movements were a very infrequent event, which basically made me feel horribly uncomfortable on a day-to-day basis, which obviously had a big impact on my confidence, on my body image, on my self-esteem, and how I could show up for myself and my family every single day. So if I could talk to my past self when considering whether or not to do SIBO Freedom, I would have said, run, do not walk to that checkout page. I was nervous, to be honest, about the investment, as I didn't really know if it was going to be all that different from me just seeing a naturopath locally, and wasn't sure even about the group like model of it. I thought maybe I should be seeing someone just kind of one-on-one. And, Kirsten's not local to where I am. So I was like, is this crazy? Like, she lives halfway across the world. But I'm so glad I didn't listen to that voice, because this program, not only did it help me become SIBO free, but it has given me so much in the way of tools and strategies and overall confidence in how to really be like the healthiest version of myself and to keep myself feeling so great beyond this program. So if you had told me like 6 months ago that I would feel like I do now, there's not a chance that I would have believed you. And that I'd been struggling with gut health like since I was a teenager. So I just figured it was a forever thing. This was just always going to be the health issue that I had to deal with forever. And there's a history of it in my family too, not of SIBO, but just of dealing with gut health things. So I never, ever would have thought, frankly, that I would be pooping every morning. Like, not a chance. And so that's pretty life-changing. I would say that my biggest frustration that led me to working with Kirsten was that I didn't feel like I was getting the full story. So I had a local naturopath who's lovely and was the one who diagnosed me with SIBO, but I just really was given antimicrobials and I didn't get much more information than that. I didn't know how to tackle this issue with a more holistic approach. And I knew deep down that that was really what I needed. And so, like, Kristen is not only an encyclopedia of gut health information, but she also has this like lifestyle approach that I truly can say has changed my life. So my biggest goals for joining SIBO Freedom were, of course, to get rid of my SIBO, get rid of my bloating and chronic constipation, and also feel like I had answers for why this happened in the first place or what got me here. And so not only did all of those things happen, but now I really feel confident in my ability and understanding of what's going on with my gut and how to move forward from here. So I have so many more tools in my toolbox, so much more knowledge that I never had before. So I had attempted to deal with my gut symptoms for years with my family doctor, which I only ever got the diagnosis of IBS, or I would be sent over and over and over again for like blood tests for celiac, which were always negative, and sent for colonoscopies. So that was for years. Then I finally saw a naturopath who finally gave me the diagnosis of SIBO. I did a breath test. And at first I was thrilled because I was like, okay, now I actually know what this is. I went on to Google, read all the symptoms. I was like, yes, this is what I've been having forever. But unfortunately, like the treatment, it was with that local naturopath, was relatively limited in scope. And ultimately I wasn't successful in the first round of antimicrobials. And Kirsten, because she has so much more of an all-encompassing holistic approach, it was exactly what I needed to see the results that I wanted. One really specific way that my life has changed since going through SIBO Freedom is that I feel lighter and happier on a daily basis. Like I show up as a more fun mom. I was just out on my driveway creating a big elaborate fitness boot camp and hopscotch and like basketball drills and stuff for my kids. Like we were having such a fun time. So I'm just showing up as a more fun mom, more energetic mom. I'm a nicer partner and wife. And I feel like I'm just kinder to myself too. And I also love that it's been really helped me to create an even healthier environment for my kids to grow up into with the knowledge and stuff that I've gained over the last 3 months, things that I definitely didn't get growing up. My relationship with food has also definitely changed over the last 12 weeks. I would say at first, when I had to have the more limited food choices during SIBO Freedom, it felt really hard. I was missing my usual meals, my usual go-to things, and it was a challenge to think outside the box and try new things and recipes. But over the course of these 3 months, it's become like I've become so much more creative with cooking. I'm much more organized with my meal prep than I ever have been, which has had so many unintended, lovely consequences in my life. I feel less stressed, definitely. And I really do feel a huge sense of like peace and enjoyment with what I'm eating. My kids and my husband love it too. So, and because I'm feeling so good now, and I always feel full too. I was worried that I was going to be hungry all the time. Hasn't been an issue at all. I always feel full. And so now I know that I'll never go back to eating like the way I was before because I super enjoy these foods and I'm not really missing any of that other stuff anymore. It's also nice to know that if I were to have it as a sometimes food, I am going to be fine, right? Like I have healed myself enough that I can have certain things as a sometimes food, but come back to this other way of eating and living on a day-to-day basis. It feels great. I was feeling really limited and now I feel so much more free actually with my food because I just feel like I have so much more, I don't know, even though there are things that I shouldn't like, that I'm not necessarily going to eat, I feel freedom with the things that I do eat because I so enjoy them. I feel great on them and I'm not worried about how they're going to make me feel. I 100% feel like I have my life back. The program has been like removing a dark cloud from like that had been following me around for a long time. And it feels like I have brought back my like true, happy, sunny self, which feels great. So if someone is struggling and thinks they might have SIBO, I would say to go get the test. Like that's definitely the first thing. There's no way of truly knowing whether or not you have it, even if you're looking at all those symptoms list without doing the breath test. Then I would say go and watch some of Kristen's videos and content. And then I would say go sign yourself up for SIBO Freedom if that breath test came back as positive. I would describe Kristen as like a bubbly, sunshine-filled, kind-hearted healer who like truly cares about her students and their well-being and their success. And she also has the most extensive gut health knowledge of anyone I've ever met or listened to or anything. I have so much faith and confidence in the advice that she gives us, unwavering. If a friend was to say to me, I'm thinking of joining SIBO Freedom, but I'm not totally sure yet, should I join? I would be saying, run, go get your credit card and go sign up. The night that I signed up like a day before the one started that I was in, and I was humming and hawing, and I woke up at 3 a.m. and just like with an overwhelming urgency to go get my credit card and secure that spot. And I like couldn't sleep. I was like, damn it, I've got to go just do the thing. I kept thinking about it. And finally the sign of like waking up in the middle of the night, feeling like I had to do it. That was like it for me. I needed to put away those negative thoughts and just do the thing. And I'm so glad I did. You know, for me, by week two, so early, I was already feeling so much better, and I couldn't believe the immediate symptom relief I was having. And that was after having already done like a round of antimicrobials that weren't really successful. So if you want to be back at who you are at 100% capacity and show up for your life in a really beautiful way, this is the program for you.